American pronunciation. Glenoid.
That's literally
Glenoid.
what we were saying.
Okay, ready?
So let's go.
This is the glenoid fossa.
Glenoid fossa. Cavity thingy.
Cavity. Lacrimal.
Lacrimal.
Yep, it's right here.
12L. Sorry.
Okay.
Yeah. And we just have to.
Ciliary bone.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So the alveolar process is this, like we talked about.
Right, like the
Yeah,
root. for
right, the
teeth.
root for the teeth. And then the palatine process is. Is it this?
Mm.
It's above it. Is it this? This is kind of. So the fossa is just this like part before you get to the foramen.
The space.
It's the space before. It's where you touch, like, touch your tongue and you feel that like skin like that, like that little bump. I think it's all this stuff before, and then you get to here, and that's the foramen, and then you go all the way down, and that's the canal. So it's like 3 steps. So it's 3 steps. It goes fossa, foramen, canal.
Wait, did you just... I think at first when you said it, I didn't know if you mixed it up.
No.
Wait, turn
Fossa.
it this way.
Like what way?
So it's towards the camera.
Fossa. Like this stuff right here. Foramen, canal.
Okay.
So I'm just gonna foramen. You push it through. This where it's broken off, he said it just like got broken off. This is the groove. It's posterior to the foramen.
Wait, so through this one, right?
Yeah.
So isn't it?
Yeah, you got it, yeah.
Oh,
So
okay.
it's the top part, that pink right here.
It's right here, yeah.
Just like if you would
It's
follow that,
this.
if you would follow that through, right?
Watch, yeah, here.
Show me, Caitlin.
Oh,
This is so zoomed in.
you can't see it.
But like, oh, would it go through like this hole right here?
Yeah, if I could get it to go through that hole, but it's this groove right here. Right there.
It's inside.
Oh, right
It's
there.
like, it's just like a little indent.
Indent right there on
Yeah,
top part.
yeah.
What are you writing down with the nasal septum?
Yeah. What's the jugular foramen?
I have.
wrote these down.
I know I wrote them all down. I drew.
I did not. Okay, what one is this? Frontal.
Frontal.
Frontal. What's this? Parietal.
Parietal.
But I haven't done the
Temporal.
fetal yet. But I have.
Occipital.
Occipital.
Okay.
Zygomatic.
Zygomatic.
Oh,
Red.
there it is. That.
You literally just said it.
Sphenoid.
Sphenoid.
Pink.
Palatine.
Yellow here.
You literally just said it.
Ethmoid.
Ethmoid. Because
Ethmoid.
ethmoid.
Yeah, ethmoid.
Ethmoid. Wait, what's because underneath, like, put the mouth of it.
You can kind of see it in there. See it?
So
Ethmoid. What's this one? Lacrimal. 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 Lacrimal.
okay.
You want me to spell it?
Can you sign it out for me?
Stuff though.
What is
At
this?
least it feels like it.
All this pink.
Man.
Maxillary.
Wait, I thought maxillary. It's on
Maxillary. Mandible. You can't see it.
In
It's
this
grab that.
section than
What's
it was
this?
in this.
Mandible.
Mandible.
this?
What's
Maxillary.
maxillary? What's this? Mandibular condyle. Yes.
Okay.
What's this? Where the root connects with the teeth?
So it's with an A. Alveolar
process. What's this
Leg.
tan thing?
Nasal bones.
Nasal bones.
Is that literally what it's
Yeah,
called?
nasal
bones?
bones.
Oh, he did not tell you.
What are these?
One of those too. And
These white things.
Oh my god, I remember taking pictures of these.
Remember?
Yeah.
Concha or whatever. Isn't it?
Where's the name?
The
That is the name.
The inferior nasal concha is these white things. Inferior nasal concha. Okay, anything else? gonna make sure.
We're doing great.
We're gonna make sure.
I'm just gonna watch this video on repeat.
Oh, the vomer. What's that?
That's like right in the.
Isn't it this? It's this thing. Right
Yeah, it's
here.
like the middle part of the. I don't know how to explain
Yeah.
it, but
It's like this. It comes down past the palatine.
Okay.
I think we have. I think we went through all of the big ones.
Yay! Yay, Connor!
Okay.
Wait, say it again.
Okay, are you ready?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, this is the transverse process.
Mm-hmm.
This is the facet.
Okay. Inferior process.
That's a lot. It's so weird how little structures in anatomy do.
Vlogging. Sternal end, and then whatever the A word is. It?
Are you taking another video?
Stop it. Hey guys, welcome back. And then the body. Intervertebral discs are these lines. And then the foramen is just the holes on the side. Because your picture kind of sucks. Fused ileum. This is this whole part right here, and then it goes to
Ischium.
ischium, which is all around
Right
this
here.
area, up in here, and then pubis
Alright.
would be
As long as we
right
get it
here.
right at the end.
Yeah.
It's
And
all
then
along.
Iliac
crust is all up on top right there. And then the ischial, I'm just going to show you what it looks like, this word.
tuberosity, the ischiotuberosity
right-
is right here. And then we'll go over the pubis.
From the very beginning again, so sorry, I suck.
What did we just say? Okay, the spine,
Yes, of the scapula.
a Croman process,
A Croman process.
coracoid process.
Coracoid process because they're processes because they're sticking out, Sydney.
Yes, they are. And then
And then glenoid
fossa, the cavity.
cavity.
I don't know. I think it's this, but I
it-
don't know.
That's. We'll get back to you on that one, vlog.
Ready?
Yes.
Okay, this is the pubic symphysis. This is the joint, the sacroiliac joint, where the sacral and the ilium join. This is the pubic arch. This is the pelvic brim all the way around. And then this is the acetabulum.
So, superior is right here, inferior is here, and then the crest is up top over here, and then tubercle is right here. Cool. Hey, welcome to the vlog.
So excited to be here.
Alright, what are we looking at, Caitlin?
We are now looking at the occipital bone.
Oh, beautiful.
Right here. First, we're gonna start with the squamous portion.
Bring it, tilt it a little.
The spongy portion right here. You can see those little holes. And then we're gonna go to the basioccipital, which is right here. This little knob.
No.
Little knob.
Can you say that again for the audience?
The basioccipital.
Thank you.
And then we're gonna go to the occipital condyles, which are these knobs here.
Bring it a little closer.
These knobs, they're little condyles are raising off the bone. Little nodules off the bone.
There you go.
Okay, now we're gonna go to the foramen magna.
Ooh.
Right, this big hole. And then we're gonna go to the hypoglossal canals, which are right there. Right?
Ooh.
Can you see it? Yeah.
Here, wait. Tilt it again towards the camera like that.
Right here.
What's it called again?
A hypoglossal canal.
Come on.
Okay, we are done with the occipital bone.
Oh. Alright, what are we doing today, Caitlin?
Today we're going to be discussing all of the cranial bones.
Wow. Okay.
First, we're gonna start with the frontal bone. All this beige, orange. It's beige. And
Peach.
then, yeah, peach. And then we're gonna go to the parietal bones. Parietals are on this. These both. There are 2 parietal bones.
Yes.
2
Can you
here.
give me a
Another angle.
thank you?
Okay, and then we're gonna go to the temporal bones, which is the brown here. All right here too, on each side of the head.
Of the head.
And then we're gonna go to the occipital bone, which is on the back of your head.
Occipital bone.
Right here, this light blue. And then we're gonna go to the sphenoid bone, which it will help to turn it over to see it. It
I
looks
like how we're
like,
getting a little Irish here.
I know, it looks like a butterfly a little bit. All this red right here,
Can you turn on the side too?
like right here.
Sphenoid bone.
Sphenoid bone. And then we're gonna go to the ethmoid bone, which is right in here.
Let me see. I cannot see a damn
It is
thing.
the yellow
The yellow is the
ethmoid bone.
ethmoid.
If I could break it apart, I would.
Oh,
But I can't.
something. We already put
Done.
the one.
Okay, that one's done.
Wait, but what about?
We're gonna go through all of the separate
Okay.
sides. We left off at the CAROTID canal.
There.
And that is right here. It is inferior to the styloid process. The canal goes all the way through and comes out right there.
So point to it again.
Right here.
Okay, right there.
And then it comes out on this end.
Oh, very nice.
Oh, oh.
Great use of vocab also.
Thank you. And then we're gonna look at the styloid mastoid foramen. That's gonna be right here, right between the mastoid process and the styloid process. This hole. A foramen is a hole. And then we're gonna look at the mandibular fossa. Which one's the mandibular fossa?
Awkward.
I know it's so awkward when I suck. Oh, isn't it this indent?
Yeah, because fossa is a depression in the
Yeah.
bone. So yes.
Very
So-
good.
Redo. The mandibular fossa is right here, this little indent by the external auditory meatus and the zygomatic bone, right in between there.
Nice.
And we're done. Here you go, Mato.
We are starting.
And begin. Now we are looking at the temporal bone.
No, speak louder.
We're gonna start with the external auditory meatus. Right here.
Because it's on the
Your
outside.
ear canal. Now we're gonna look at the internal auditory meatus.
I think it is that. What you
It's
meant.
right here.
Oh, it's that?
Yes. We can take the pathway through here and then it comes out this end inside your body.
And that is called the what again?
The internal auditory meatus. The inside of your ear canal.
Thank you.
Okay, and then we're going to look at the mastoid process. The mastoid process is right here.
I can't even see where you're pointing.
Right here, where this little bump is. And then we're gonna go to we're gonna use this model to show you the styloid process. Styloid process is this pointy thing right here. This is the mastoid process. Now we're gonna look at the zygomatic process, which is this little nub coming out right here. This connects or articulates with the zygomatic bone.
Word.
Word. And then we're gonna look at the where's the choroid canal.
That is.
Carotid?
Choroid
I have it like.
canal.
I'm trying to look for something that isn't canal.
Is it?
You're so
Oh my gosh, cut. What are we looking at? Here, wait, will you tilt it like up like this? Yes.
Now we're going to be looking at the frontal bone. What bone, Sydney?
Frontal bone.
Frontal bone. And then we're going to be looking at the supraorbital margin. The margin right above your eye.
I did not mean to whack you.
Right by your eye sockets. And then we're going to look at the glabella, which is right in between your eye, the supraorbital margin, right in between. If you were looking at a person, it would be right in between their eyebrows. And that concludes the frontal bone.
Action.
Okay, we are now going over the mandible. We're first going to start with the body. The body is on either side, right here, where Sierra's fingers are in the way.
Jesus Christ.
And then you turn it this way. It's right here where it says 178. And then we're going to look at the angle. Right here. That jawline, you know. I have none.
Oh, what are you talking
But
about?
we need strong jawlines. And then we're going to look at the ramus. The ramus is right here where my finger is, right after the angle.
See that, Sarah?
Yeah, right here.
And then we're going to talk about the alveolar process is below the teeth and above the teeth on the maxillary. And then
Wait, do your smile.
right here, you see my gums? Right before those teeth, I got lots of them. Okay, and then we're going to go over the coronoid process, which is right here. This is the coronoid process, right here, this little bump.
Here, turn it to the side. Do
Right
it.
here. And then just behind it is the mandibular condyle, where your connects, and then that's how you're able to move your jaw. Connects to the joint.
Nice.
And then we're gonna go over the mental protuberance.
Here, where's the word at so I can show the
Protuberance.
camera? Oh,
Protuberance.
there.
And that is at the front, right here.
AK
The
chin.
middle. Yep, your AK chin. And then we're gonna go over the mandibular foramen, which is right up here by your ramus. There's two, but
Wait, where? Can you point again? Oh, I see.
yeah. It's one of these holes. We'll never know. Make sure you get it right. Don't put it in the wrong hole.
Caitlin.
And then we're gonna look at
That's a different kind of anatomy.
And then we're gonna look at the mental foramen, which is right here. This little hole by the 28.
Which is it
You
again?
can't get that one wrong. The mental foramen.
Say it again.
The mental foramen.
Yeah, don't get that hole wrong.
Done.
Word. Action. And go.
Okay. Today we're going over the facial bones. First, we're gonna start with the vomer.
The orange.
Yep, the oranges. On the end, on the inside, you can see it's right here, in between the sphenoid, right here. And then we're gonna go over the inferior nasal concha, which are these white inside the nose. There's one on each side. Sometimes not every skull has both though. And then we're gonna go over the nasal bone, which is these white right here. And then the maxillary, which contains this side and this side. And if you cut it, it looks like this. So this is one side.
Wow.
And then this is the mandible. And that would connect here. Right there. And then the palatine. We can flip it. Right here. Right here.
That light pink is the
The light
palatine.
pink. Yep, the light pink. Right here. It connects to your palate. And then the zygomatic, which is right here on the side, the orange. There's one on both sides of your face, kind of your cheekbones.
He's zygomatic.
And then the lacrimal, which is right inside by the sphenoid.
Is that just like
It's
the
the
tan?
tan, yeah.
What's it called again?
The lacrimal.
Cool.
Done.
Go.
Now we're going to be looking at the sphenoid bones. The sphenoid. We're going to start with the body. The body is all the middle. all right here. Let's look from this view too, the body.
Hi, body.
Hi, body. And then we're gonna look at the optic canals.
So we tilt it up.
So the optic canals are right in here. Little holes that go through the lesser wings. Through the lesser wings. And then we have the sella tertia.
Here, Sella tertia,
Is right here. This little bump. And then we're gonna go to the greater wing. The greater wings are on the outer edges, these large wings. And then the lesser wings are the ones that are pointier in the inside where the optic canal goes through. And then we're gonna look at the superior orbital fissures. These fissures are right inferior of the lesser wing. Right on this side. And then we're gonna look at the foramen rotundum. Foramen rotundum is right in here. Kind of see it better on this side, right there.
The hole right
hole.
underneath it.
And then the foramen oval is right here, which is superior to the foramen spinosum, which are these small ones right at the end.
Wait, say this one again.
Foramen spinosum. And then we're gonna look at the pterygoid process. Pterygoid process, which is down here, coming off the sphenoid bone.
I'll show the word just in case we're not saying it right. Whatever that is, process. Welcome back.
Welcome back to our channel. Today we're going to be talking about the thoracic skeleton. First, we're going to be starting with the ribs. These all right here are your ribs. You have 7 true ribs, which all connect to the sternum. And then you have 8 through 10, whatever, 8, 9, 10,
Fake.
are false ribs,
Fake ass.
which come off of the sternum through here.
Hey, you're in the vlog.
And then we have floating ribs that do not connect to the
Floating
sternum
ribs?
by any means.
Okay.
You have 2 floating ribs.
So they're just here for fun.
They're just there for fun. Just there to be there.
They're
Okay.
to join the party.
Exactly. Don't have my skeleton. Sorry. Okay, and then we're gonna move on to just a single rib we're gonna talk about. So when you look at a rib, if Cindy could please come inside the body.
Oh my god, this is really testing my abilities.
No, I want to look at where the no
The other side.
other side.
Facing that way.
Face it
wait,
this way so I can look at the head.
Oh. Okay. Oh, I see. What you mean.
See? Oh, better. Good production. Okay, we're gonna be looking at the head of the rib right here. And then the neck of the rib, which is right after, right here. Feels as if this is not the perfect rib. Let's look up here.
Oh my god, this is getting tough.
I'm sorry.
Or wait, we should do an individual. I'm gonna cut this, and we're gonna
I'm
just
gonna
do
do
an
an
individual
individual
rib. And welcome back
Welcome
again.
back to our channel, part 2. We're gonna be talking about the thoracic skeleton.
louder.
I'm scared.
And welcome back.
Welcome back to our channel. Today we're going to be discussing the zygomatic bone. First, we will discuss the frontal process. The frontal process is right here. This little notch here, it articulates with the frontal bone. That is why it's called the frontal process. Now we're going to be looking at the maxillary process. Right here, it articulates with the maxillary bone, therefore called the maxillary process. Then we're going to look at the temporal process. Temporal process is right
Talk
here.
louder.
I got nervous. Temporal process is right here. It articulates with the temporal bone, therefore the temporal process. And then we're going to look at the zygomatic facial foramen. It's very, very hard to see on your zygomatic bone, but it is right here, this little indent and hole.
Word. Guys, look, it's the sphenoid. Is that what it's
The
called?
sphenoid process.
Yeah, that's what it looks like. You're welcome. Action.
So today we're going to be talking about the sternum.
Nice sternum.
right here. It goes right in the middle of your chest. Your ribs articulate with the sternum. Now we're going to be talking about the sternum. First, we're going to start with the manubrium, which is the top half of the sternum. The top half right here.
Nice.
And then we have the jugular notch, which is right here on your body. But then it's
Everyone can
also
see it. Nice. Nice. Someone touched their jugular notch. Okay, no one's gonna do it.
but it's right here on the sternum, right in the middle. And then we have the clavicle notches right here where your clavicle attaches.
Nice. Very
Clavicle
nice.
articulates.
Clavicle notches, anyone? Touch your clavicles? Okay.
Nah.
No, again.
And then we have the manubriosternal joint. The manubriosternal joint. It's where the manubrium and sternum connect, right here.
Makes sense.
And that's also where the sternal angle is, right here, sternal angle. And then we have the body of the sternum, right here, all this part, body. And then we have the costal notches, all on the side right here. That is where the rib articulates with the cartilage right here, then articulates with the sternum in those costal notches.
Costal notches.
And then we come back to the sternum by itself, and we look at the sphenoid process, which this one does not have. It would hang down here. This one does not have it either.
Oh my god, they're all fake.
Would go here.
Would go.
It would come down here. It would be hanging right here. And then it would be held on by the sphenosternal joint. Sphenosternal joint.
Do you have a picture that we can see?
Right here.
Oh my god, perfect. So that's what it would be like if it was all
It looks
together.
like if you're looking at a bee, it's a little stinger.
It's its little stinger. Word. You.
Why'd you call her Sydney?
Because I'm saying.
I think she's talking to
Talking to
herself.
myself. Only use this rib video in case you have another one. Use this one. Word. And
So obviously we're covering the rib. Okay, so right here we have the rib. This is a right, well, the whole thing is a rib. This is a right rib. So right here we have the head where it connects to the spinal cord.
nice.
Yes.
And then right after the head is the neck. Can be on either side. Is right after the head. And then after the neck we have the tubercle, which is this little part that comes out right here. And then right where the rib starts to curve is the angle. And then this whole thing is the body of the rib. And then if you look on the inside of the rib, we have the costal groove.
And the coastal groove is always on the bottom, and that's how you can tell what side the rib is on.
Correct.
Word.
Got it.
Word. I like